You are still watching this morning on ITV. It's time now to look at some politics. Of course, you know, it is less than 90 days to the 2023 general elections. And here is to look at the chances for one of the presidential candidates. Of course, you all know him, the former Vice President of Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Yeah, so much to talk about when it comes to him. He's been contesting from 2007, 11, and of course 19, and here we are again for time. And he's got so many people supporting him, including Nigerian professionals. And you want to ask the question, why are they supporting him? Yes, to do this, I have with me Mr. Tony Alile. He's the South-South coordinator, Nigeria professional for Atiku Okowa. Very good day and welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yes, so you are among the professionals.
Absolutely.
So why are they supporting Atiku?
Well, it has always been said time and over that when good men sit back and shy out of politics, they give rooms to mediocres to make laws that will trap them someday. You see, the Nigerian professionals for over time has overlooked the political system. Maybe because of that old notion that politics is a dirty game. Forgetting that if you do not participate, those people that you call dirty will come up and make dirty laws that will govern you. So we then deem it fit to gather ourselves together in the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT, and 30 countries in the world: United States, United Kingdom, Europe, Asia. We have, representatives in all of these places. We have looked at the three contesting candidates of the three political parties, and we came to the conclusion that the only one amongst them that is not being tribalistic, that is not ethnocentric, that is not a religious bigot, a unifier, a man that has a spread across the 36 states of the Federation, including the FCT, a man that makes friends across the Niger, a man that is a great entrepreneur, and that is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the Waziri Adamawa. So in our AGM of this year, we took the decision unanimously that we are going to support Alhaji Atiku Abubakar because of his antecedents of the past, because of his business acumen. This is a man that employs over 80,000 people that are under his payroll in Nigeria. That is more than payroll of so many states of this federation. So he has successfully managed his business over time, both within the Nigerian territory and outside Nigeria. And his contact, his reach all over the world. Those are the things that Nigeria needs at this trying time. We are engulfed with mass security problem, insecurity problem, with unemployment, poverty ravaging every nook and crannies of the country, so on and so forth. Our education system is going down, the health system. And this is the man that has the reach. American call it the Midas touch, that has a Midas touch in each of these. I'm just going to quickly take your mind to 2003, when the brains that made Obasanjo president, the past president Obasanjo's government, to be celebrated as one of the best government that this country has ever had. It was all because of Atiku. I can authoritatively say here that it was Atiku that brought the likes of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala to that government, the likes of Dr. Obi Ezekwesili to that government, the Malam El-Rufai, even the present spokesman of the present administration, Garba Shehu. These are all products of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
Yeah, but going forward,
yes,
going forward, you have ruled out his person,
yes,
his track record. Yeah, some not contestable.
Yeah.
Other somebody will tell you that, well, even as at that time, the country was busy selling and it was just selling property, and at a giveaway price, and that is a drawback. Some will tell you, yes, we had issue with privatization.
Yes.
And it was it also went to some private projects. Yes. But of course, there are others that you have said, the names you mentioned, the Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the Obi Ezekwesili, of course, talk about Malam Nasir El-Rufai. These are people that served and they're still flying, even after that administration. But politics is a game of numbers. Yes. In this number that we are all looking for, the Labour Party looking for that number, NNPP is looking for that number. The APC will tell you, I'm also looking for that number. Yes. And of course, your principal, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, popularly known as AAA Jada, is also looking for that number. What are his chances?
Well, I don't want to belong to that group that will sit down and says, we have it all in the palm. I work with numbers. I work with statistics. My group, the group I belong, that I am coordinating the entire South for the Nigerian professionals, our target is to mobilize a minimum of 5 million votes for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And it's pretty simple. This is a group that have a national spread. We are represented in every state of the federation, including FCT. In the 774 local governments in this country, we are fully represented. Out of the 8,813 wards in this country, we have representation in over 7,000 in those wards. The few areas that we are still working on at the insecurity raven area of the far north and some of the difficult terrain in the south, especially after the flood devastation that just took place in the area. So apart from those few places, we have representative in all of these other areas. And of the 176,000 plus units in Nigeria, we have covered over 90,000. Politics is played in the grassroots. Politics is local. Victory comes from the unit. Our concentration is to reach out to every unit in this country. If of the 176,000 plus units in this country, the Nigerian professionals can come up with 20 votes per unit, you do the math. That I'm just telling you of the minor part of it. And I know that there are so many other groups that are working on this accumulation. Atiku is no longer a name that needs to be described to anyone in this country. He has contested this position twice, like you rightly said.
This is the fourth time. This is the fourth time.
Twice. This is the fourth time. And this is a man that have gone around this country on 3 occasions previously. It is no longer a man that needs introduction. I was in Katsina about a week ago, still on this Nigerian Professionals project, and I just strayed out somewhere to sit down and have discussion with people. I pretended to be talking for one of the presidential candidates, specifically Peter Obi. When I mentioned the name, it will interest you to know that people were thinking that I was talking of Mikel Obi. That is the kind of politics that is going on right now. It's a politics of recognition, politics of antecedent, politics of who you are. What have you done? So I don't want to even talk about the other candidates because I didn't come here to talk about them. I'm here to serve my own candidate. So Atiku has the number, and he will get the number. In all of those areas, especially in some part of the south, not south, where some individuals are claiming that is their turn and they owns, we don't need 100% from there. If we get our normal 25% from 2 of those states, we are fine. Because the other 4 states, Atiku is guaranteed at least 50% from those states.
Other 4 states, which states?
I don't want to be too specific on here. Like I said, I am here to talk about Atiku and where our vote lies. I can tell you,
so where is your stronghold?
Our strongest hold is south, in the south. I don't want to talk about the north. In the south, Atiku's strongest hold is in the south. Atiku is going to win Edo State. With what the
some other person will tell you that it will be
that is their prerogative.
The other candidate from that axis.
You're not going to expect a supporter of another candidate to come and sit here and tell me that all that I'm saying he agrees with it. No, that means he's already throwing in the towel. They're still going to fight until the fat lady sings, and definitely that fat lady is going to sing, and Atiku will be declared the president of this country. I was talking about south. The south that somebody thinks he owns. Edo is going to fall for Atiku because of the tremendous work Obaseki is doing in that state. Delta, where the vice presidential candidate comes from, is definitely
where, of course, you have the deputy senate president.
The deputy
is also running for
absolutely. You see, let me tell you,
the governorship. For the state.
That is fine. The Senate president, the deputy Senate president, has his own work cut out for him. I'm not going to tell him where his issues are, where his problems are, for him to quickly go and fix it, because Sheriff is coming in as governor of Delta State. We all know that. So Delta State is for Atiku. It's going to fall. Akwa Ibom. I was in Uyo during the flag up of the presidential campaign in Akwa Ibom. My brother, you don't need to be told. What I saw in Uyo was exactly what I saw in Oshogbo when we went for the last campaign of the present governor of Oshogbo, His Excellency Adeleke. Not the swearing in. The last campaign, the last major campaign before his election, the whole of Oshogbo was shut down. That was the same thing I witnessed when I went to Uyo. So Uyo is for PDP. The problem that Ayade is going through in Cross River today, Cross River is going to be a walkover for Atiku Abubakar. Then we come to Bayelsa. I can close my eyes right here and tell you that Bayelsa is as good as been in the past. Now, the last state.
Now you believe you have given us numbers.
There is one state that I have not mentioned.
Okay.
And I want to tell you, that is River State. Don't be deceived, or don't.
Where you have
nobody should get it twisted. I can put my money on that. Atiku is winning River State, and I'll tell you why. The voters in Rivers are not as politically sophisticated as some other part of the South. So how they are going to be able to lecture the voters, to be able to differentiate among the 3 ballot papers that will be given to them on the day of the election, that is the president, the senate, and the rep. Because River State is traditional PDP state. So the area where this campaign of calumny is going on is just within that small area of government house in Port Harcourt. So if you go beyond that place and talk to people of Rivers, they are PDP. They don't even know what they are talking about. Their own is on the day of the election. They are going there to vote PDP. I can even tell you that I will come back after the election to emphasize what I am saying now. That River State is going to deliver the highest vote for Atiku Abubakar in the South come 2023.
Yeah, but don't you think at this time there is a need for your principal to reconcile with whoever that is agreed?
It is not about my principle. It is not about Atiku Abubakar. It is about the man that lost the primary and said all heads must go loose. If you have been following what has been happening, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar has made a lot of overture to them for a genuine settlement. One of them was one of that section was headed by the then Senate President. Recently, there was a meeting with the former President Goodluck Jonathan. A lot of great men in this country have called for truce, but for some reasons best known to the head of the group, he said no peace. Okay, now even if Senator Ayu had gone on to resign when that call was made by the Governor Wiki, they would have still come up with another demand.
Okay, now let's look. So let's look.
When we're talking about the settlement,
the campaign
we did everything February to get everybody on board.
Just by the corner.
Yes.
Let's leave that for, it's an internal issue, and even the court will tell you it's an internal issue. Go on.
Yeah, it's a family issue.
So
we have a great conflict resolution mechanism. But
what are the areas your principal want to deliver in case he wins?
Let me tell you something. To those of us who are great Democrats, very practical people who want the best for this country, I have always foughted our unitary system of government. For the past 15 years that I've been very active in Nigerian politics, I have foughted that system. I cannot stomach the thought of a system where production takes place in one area and the consumption takes place in another area. It don't work. It can never work. Allow the different section, I don't want to use the word lazy, to be laid back instead of fending for themselves. I'll give you a good example. Atiku has consistently talked about restructuring. What Nigeria needs today that will solve every problem, both in the area of health, bad road, education, insecurity, economy, it's restructuring. And that is one thing that he has assured us, the supporters and the Nigerian voters, that within the first 6 months into his administration, the issue of restructuring will come to bear and it will be finalized. A system where Edo State, for instance, generates about 550 megawatts through the Yowo power plant, and it is tied to the national grid. We cannot even get 10 megawatt out of that 500 plus megawatt. In a Western environment, I don't want to say in the sane environment, because we are very sane in this country. We ought to have taken our full consumption. What is left will be sold to neighboring states. That is how it's done. The Con Edison, the electric company in New York, they get their power from Quebec Electric in Canada. Quebec generates more than they required. The excess is sold to another country across the border to make additional money for their people. So that system of sit back, we will bring it to you, is what has brought this country to where we are today. A situation where a state governor cannot order a police commissioner to take an action in an insecurity environment without the approval of the IG from Abuja. Assuming IG is sleeping, the state will wait until IG wakes up. So these are all the anomalies that are all tied down to this dysfunctional unitary system that Nigeria has become so comfortable to operate, with a very fat center, very fat national that everybody craves to want to go.
Yeah, but
so when there's the devolution of power,
look at it.
When there's a devolution of power, and each region, or rather each state, each unit is given their right to work, to get, to accumulate, to employ, to secure the environment and take care of themselves, you will see that all of these problems that we think is benumbing the country will become things of the past.
Yeah,
And these are the things Atiku Abubakar stands for.
That's what you think, and some other proponent of what do you call it now?
Unitary system. You only be a proponent of unitary system if you are benefiting from it.
Now, the point I'm trying to make is that there are some governors, or virtually all the governors, not some, they take from the center, and they are expected to use that which they have taken for the development of the state.
Yeah.
And yet nothing is happening. Nobody is asking the question whether you are going to restructure, you know, at some point. They are still going to be getting resources.
Yeah.
Maybe at that time not from the center, maybe from the state. And if what they are used to continues, then it's already a failed system. So the point is, we have so many terrible indices. We are yet to hear what Atiku will do concerning health. The brain drain is something you can't even talk about. Today, we are far, far, far away from the WHO standard, which is 1 doctor to 500 persons. We're talking about 1 doctor to 6,000 as a trend.
I read this morning that we have only 10,000 doctors left in Nigeria.
We have the issue of very huge people that are poor, who have followed that, which NBS just rolled out 133 million. 65% of the total population are poor. We have the issue of unemployment, over 40 million, energetic youth with paper qualification unable to get jobs. So these are the issues that, to an extent, we have not heard from your principal.
I don't know if you've had the opportunity to to look through his blueprint and his manifesto. If I knew that this was going to be part of the question, I would have availed you a copy. But I will still send a copy to you if you don't have it, or I will ask them to forward me the soft copy. I will send to you so that you take time to read through. But I'm going to quickly say this without going into specifics. I mentioned that the crumbs, the bone behind all of these anomalies, all of this dysfunctional institution, is to one thing: the forced unitary system. When Nigeria is restructured, all these things are going to fall in place naturally. I'll tell you this: how do President Buhari know of the road that connects Ugonoba to Obadan in Edo State? He wouldn't know. But it's a federal road. That road has been in the situation it is now since creation of this world. How will he know? But if all that is kept at the national, at the center, in the name of Federal Ministry of Works, is distributed to the states to handle their own problems, I'm sure the governor of Edo State or the local government chairman of one day local government will know that this road is bad and this money ought to be used for it. How does the president or anybody, the minister for health in Abuja, how does he know of the health center that is not functioning in Obadan, in one day local government of Edo State? But the money that is being kept by the ministry, that comes out in their budget every year round, if that money is distributed to the actual owners, it will be judiciously used to equip that health center with medications and provisions for the health workers. So all of these problems that we've all identified in this country emanated from the fact that the country is not restructured. The country is not running according to how it's supposed to be.
So what you are saying,
what
you are saying now, yes, that your principal is running on the ground that he will restructure the country.
That is the first and the most important thing that this country needs at this present time.
So with this, his cardinal point,
yes,
that cardinal point, what are his chances?
Well, I don't think as it stands today, too many persons are against restructuring. For those that were benefiting very fast from the way the system has been run till date, there are not too many anymore. The people want a good country. The people want a functional country. A country where there is 24 hours electricity. A country where you can walk to any tap and you get water. A country where you can get medication from every health center within the various communities. A country where you can drive from Benin to Abuja without looking at both sides of the bush thinking that somebody is going to jump out with AK-47. With all of these things will naturally fall in place when this country is restructured. Because of the present deceit of the system, because of the present corruption. You see, when people talk about corruption, the system creates corruption. When a system is ripe from the top, every other institution will fall in place. But a situation where the top is so bad, I don't know what to expect from the local government. So I strongly believe, I've taken time to read through Alaji.
So you believe that his chances are high?
I don't want to talk about the specifics. But his chances are very high. Very high.
Okay,
very high.
I must say thank you. Thank you for your time with us. You know, time is usually not our friend here.
I agree with that.
If we can take more time, it will be very good.
But you are going to ask, you are going to bring me back here.
Definitely. Because
again and again, all that I have said today.
Yeah, no. Even the issue you raised concerning the restructuring is something we can be doing on a daily basis. By
the time I come back,
until 24 hours before the election.
By the time I come back again, all right, I will come with all the specifics.
Thank you so much. Okay, viewers, it has been with the South Coordinator of Nigeria Professional for Atiku and Okoa 2023. It's just, very 88 days. So
about that.
88 days. And what you need to do is with your PVC.
Go to the pool. Make sure you have your PVC. Go to your unit.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
On this note, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the program continues.